We're less than a month away from the next anime season, so now's a good time to talk about what we've got lined up. I already have an idea what you guys are eagerly anticipating this upcoming season, but I hope that through this list, which has no sequels, I can introduce you to even more cool shows that you might be interested in. As usual, I would ask for your help in increasing the channel's reach and subscriber count. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button, ringing the bell, and sharing the news of this channel with all of your friends. Now, let's get started. Starting off the list is Sakugan. Far into the future, humanity's found itself doing what it does best in anime, being pushed aside and struggling to live in the harshest conditions. Now, residing in colonies within the underground world Labyrinth, humanity's adapted to the new life. Not so for our protagonist though, the daughter-father duo of Memempu and Guggenbar. One day, they begin their perilous journey at the behest of Memempu with the end goal of finding her mother. Along the way, more rewards await as Guggenbar's map of the dangerous world outside could fetch an absurdly high price. But is this price worth the peril? What secrets and truths await at the duo at the end of it all? I've got to admit, I never read the source material for this one. However, what I can see from the previews is a fun, exciting adventure series full of thrills. Some have compared it to Fallout, and I think I'd have to agree. However, what I'm looking forward to the most in this series is the potential of seeing a budding development in the bond between father and daughter. Number 9 is the world's best assassin to reincarnate in a different world aristocrat. Being a hired gun is tough. The world of assassins is a dangerous place, and I'm not just talking about the targets you set out to assassinate. You can't afford to even blink, for your greatest enemies can come from the closest places, and that's something that our protagonist here has to find out the hard way. However, he gets a second chance at life as Luge, and along with it comes a gargantuan task. He's got to eliminate a super powerful hero who has the potential to bring the end of the world. He may have been a proficient hero in his life on Earth, but how's he going to fare when an unwanted harem and magic get thrown into the equation? I really look forward to how the story's going to proceed from this point. I've always enjoyed assassin-type protagonists, and this show looks like it's something that most people would enjoy. It certainly isn't the most common reincarnation story, and I think it's something that will satisfy that itch for a more unique premise in isekai. It's something that people will probably enjoy. 8th on the list is The Vampire Dies in No Time. When talking about vampires, what comes to your mind? Probably those unbelievable, beautiful aristocrats or those 9 invincible boss monsters that only come with a few weaknesses. Well, Draluk is none of that. First of all, he's quite the bro, loving video games, and he's so hilariously weak that he dies to anything. That's certainly not what Ronaldo expected when he goes to Draluk's castle, hoping to rescue a supposedly kidnapped child. With his castle's destruction, Draluk moves into Ronaldo's office and hilarity ensues. However, it's not all fun and games though, as danger lurks in the shadows. How will the odd couple survive the onslaught of rogue vampires and investigators out to get them? Now, this is a series that I can definitely get behind. I've seen quite a number of vampire anime, but never have I seen anything this casual and light-hearted. Blood Lad probably, but most of the vampire shows I've watched all held their kind to some sort of reverence. This, however, feels like a complete comedy that I feel will come with some serious dramatic moments and unexpectedly good action. Next up, we have Taisho Maiden Fairy Tale. Tamahiko Shima could have had the world. Being born into a wealthy family, he could have had the world at his fingertips. But that never made him happy, not with such a neglectful family that never gave him the love he desired. Not helping matters is his handicap, which made his father cast him out into isolation. Before the wheels can fully fall off, salvation comes in the form of Yuzuki, a girl claiming to have been sent to be his wife. With her help, Tamahiko starts his road to recovery, finding new meaning in what is a desolate life. Now, with love in the air, how will the two stories intertwine and cure Tamahiko of his emotional scars? Some major Tonikawa feels, anyone? I feel this is one of the comfy anime of the season, and while I'm not sure if healing anime is the right term for it, it probably comes with a lot of scenes that will tug at your heartstrings. I've yet to read the source material, but I can already see the feels and cute romantic moments coming from the premise alone. Probably a show I'll recommend for those who want to unwind.
これはヤバい化け物たちとの遭遇をすべてシカトでしのいでいく少女の物語。
Talk about something fitting for the Halloween season. Meruko-chan is the story of Miko, someone who seems to be your typical high school student. One problem is though, she suddenly starts seeing gruesome monsters all over the place. However, she's no Ichigo, and she proceeds to carry on her everyday life, trying her best to ignore all these horrors that surround her. Of course, that's a task easier said than done, isn't it? Especially if you start seeing your friend Hana get in the line of danger. It really begs the question, how much longer can she attempt to ignore the events that are happening around her? Miruko-chan, from what I've read in the manga, is a mostly episodic series focusing on Miko's misadventures as she tries to cope with the supernatural. What's unique about the series is that this isn't your typical girl learns to fight monsters fare and leans more on the black comedy aspects of it. I also like how the story eventually gets very interesting with its slew of characters and plot progression. If you're up for some casual spooks, you should definitely put this one on your watch list. Before we move on, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like the internet isn't a safe place? Heck, let's not even go down that route. Let's flat out say that the internet is a dangerous place. Even your incognito modes won't save you, and that's a fact. Fortunately, you've got this video sponsor ExpressVPN to save the day. It allows you smooth sailing on the web without the fear of any bad guys there to steal your data. Hey, it also provides some cool perks too. As someone living in Asia right now, I find a lot of anime that I want to watch to be unavailable on the usual legal sites, especially some of the shows that I'm going to be talking about. However, all I needed to do was to turn on ExpressVPN. Just pick your server of choice, wait a few seconds, and then start watching your favorite anime. I used this when I was traveling all over the world, and I never missed a beat when I was trying to watch the second season of Attack on Titan as a simulcast back then. And hey, did you know My Hero Academia is being simulcasted in South Asia right now? If you want to watch the 5th season right now on Netflix, you can watch it by changing the server to India. So even if you live in the US, you can use ExpressVPN to get access to thousands of new shows and anime on streaming services like Netflix simply by changing your location to another country. So to give you a gift, I proudly present 3 months free of ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link in the description box or go to www.expressvpn.com/ViniTube. It's an amazing deal that would be a shame to miss out on, so hurry up and get access to the best surfing buddy you could ever hope to have. 5th on the list is Takt Op Destiny. Video game tie-ins can be hit or miss. However, I want to stay on the optimistic course and say that while we've had mediocre tie-ins like Gunslinger Stratos or God Eater, recent video game tie-ins like the 2 latest Bang Dream seasons or Princess Connect have been pretty good actually. Takt Op Destiny looks to continue the trend as it takes us to a dystopian society ruled by creatures called the D2. Seemingly invincible, these alien invaders have one glaring weakness: music. Thankfully, a light of hope shines in the world in the form of the conductor and his allies, the music-wielding music art. Is it me, or can I feel some of Vivi's imprint somewhere in this series? Well, catching up to the former's excellence is a long and difficult task. Takt Op Destiny seems to be a show that's in good hands. With Mappa and Madhouse teaming up for this one, this seems to be one of the fun, non-stop action series that has its fair share of fights and attractive girls that will undoubtedly charm any viewer. Let's see if the Takt Op franchise gets the opener that it deserves with this anime. This one got me at the first half. The Faraway Paladin is the story of William Maryblood, a lone human born in the City of the Dead. Raised by the undead, he's left with only vague memories of the past. Looking for a purpose and soon taking the mantle of an aspiring paladin, he soon departs with the pressing question about his true identity. The Faraway Paladin is this season's most anticipated isekai, and for good reason too. People have lauded its excellence in characterization, but I think that what interests me more is the world. I personally have grown quite weary of high fantasy settings that are so prominent in the genre, but with what I've seen so far, the world and the mysteries of Faraway Paladin have captivated me. I want to know more, and the author seems to have weaved together a very interesting universe in which to set the epic journey in. It's the most anticipated new isekai this fall, and I squarely fall within the group of people eagerly wanting to experience William Maryblood's journey of self-discovery. Kicking off our top 3 now, we have the psychological thriller Platinum End.
時が来た。神の座を次の人間に。お前たちが選んだ13の人間の中から次の神を決めるがよい。
The duo of Obata and Oba are back once again with a title that seems to return the duo to their roots, to the title that put them on the map, Death Note. Platinum End tells the story of Mirai, a gloomy boy who, fed up with his life, attempts suicide. It wouldn't come to pass as he gets saved by a guardian angel introducing herself as Nase. Instead of letting him die, Nase grants him supernatural powers and a new calling in life, finding and defeating 12 other candidates in a battle royale to determine the next god of the world. He's given 999 days to do it, and he has to put out everything in that arsenal of his to survive this battle royale for the ages. This looks to be a more action-centric series, something that we've yet to see this duo in. I'm excited to see how it's going to go, having read the first parts of the manga. I wonder if the duo will strike gold again right after Bakuman and Death Note, and that's got me very excited to see how this adaptation's going to turn out. Second place on the list is Blue Period.
そう。それは、あの街で見た。青。
Life can be boring and repetitive, right? Especially these days, there seems to be the creeping feeling that we just go through the motion, drone on, and just drag ourselves through this long marathon called life. Don't you wish to do something just a bit more exciting and meaningful? Those are the sentiments held by Yatora. Luckily for him, he soon learns about the joy of drawing. Picking up his brush, he starts conveying his feelings not through words, but by drawing. However, the world of art isn't an easy one. With challenges and multiple obstacles standing in his way, his love for the craft and his determination will be tested. Blue Period seems to be one of the more serious new anime we've coming this new season, and I'm really looking forward to it. Being a frustrated artist myself, it's something that I can actually relate to, and I'm sure that a lot of you do as well. Whether you're the type who's into art or not, you'll definitely find something to pick up from this title. The most anticipated new anime for this season is none other than Komi-san Can't Communicate.
留意すべきは苦手とするだけで関わりを持ちたくないとは思っていないことだ。
Oh boy, I remember when this anime first got announced, my social media news feed simply just blew up in anticipation. At long last, the highly acclaimed manga will be getting its anime adaptation. It's been a long time coming, and it's a very well-deserved adaptation at that. The show's premise is very, very simple. We have the titular Komi-san, idol of the entire Itan private high school, long admired for her beauty. However, there's one problem. She's absolutely terrible at communicating with others. Also, another problem indirectly related to her is that she turns her seatmate into the enemy of the jealous class, as Tadano would find out. An event leads Tadano to find out Komi's secret, and seeing as she has no other friends, he resolves to help her make 100 friends in order to help her overcome her issues. The hype is real for Komi-san, and I can't wait to finally see one of my favourite rom-coms in anime form. If you're just excited as I am to see Komi-san finally animated, don't forget to tell me in the comments section below. Well, with the list being done, it's time to start voting what you think will be your favourite new fall anime. I'm very curious to see the results, you know. Meanwhile, if you enjoy this countdown, you might want to consider supporting ViniTube through its 2 channels, membership and Patreon. I'd be very glad if I can get your support as we march towards the channel's next milestone, because I know that together, between us, we can definitely do it. Don't forget to check out our sponsors of this video, ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link in the description box or go to expressvpn.com/ViniTube for a 3-month free trial. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and hope you have a good day.